everyone, Andrew here, Melbourne Superman, and I've decided that I'm going to do another day in the life video. It's been kind of a while since my last full-length YouTube video. A lot of stuff going on. You know, I have run a few different races. I'm working a lot. You know, things from the agent are coming back in. I'm working on a couple of short films, and well, I'm finished a short film, and I'm working on a series with good buddy Julian. And you know, I'm working at Jets now still, but now I'm managing like 2 or 3 different gyms because, you know, I'm just that good. So I basically go in there and I try to figure out how to boost everything up, and I build rapport with the clients, which is awesome, and the members, but it's very time consuming. Of course, I'm trying to spend as much time with Erin as possible, and that, to me, that is still the most important thing, spending time with Erin and Olivia. That's my family. So I'm trying to find that balance there. But as I am moving forward, I'm still keeping on track with my fitness goals, my training goals, my racing goals. So I've got some races coming up next year, and I'll talk more about those at some point, I'm sure. But I wanted to do a day in the life video because right now I am heading into, or have already started heading into, a little bit of a leaning out program for myself, and these are all self put together. I do have the guidelines of my trainer PJ, well, one of my trainers PJ. Of course, I've got my running coach Kirk, so I'm working closely with them. Mostly I put together my nutrition programs for myself, but you know, it's good to have some guidance, somebody to talk to. Every coach and trainer needs a coach and trainer because there's always somebody who can help you out and give you a different perspective. I also get a lot of perspective from Erin, which is awesome. So there's a lot of great feedback there. I've got a big support system there. But if you're interested in nutritional advice or training, I've got spots open, so make sure you reach out to me, Melbourne Superman on Instagram, or my Breaking the Barrier podcast Instagram page as well. So I'm going to do a day in the life. I've got the day off work, and we're going to go through a little bit of what my daily nutrition and training looks like when I am leaning out for a certain goal. Here we go. All right, so those of you who have watched my day in the life videos before, you know that my nutrition pretty much stays the same a lot of the times. So this is no different. The main difference, actually, it is a little bit. Instead of using the pan and oil, I now use, you know, when I'm leaning out to try to just cut a little bit of extra calories, I use the air fryer. So I don't use any oil in there. I don't put any weird seasonings. I'll still use salt and everything, but my basic breakfast, firm tofu. I use that one just because it's lower in carbs. Now, I'm not afraid of carbs while I'm leaning out, but I certainly don't go overboard with them, and I don't have carbs in there where they don't need to be, so we'll get them. I do about half of a block, so that's about 225 grams of tofu, and then I'll put tempeh in there. So tempeh is, they're both soy products, of course. They are vegan. I'm not vegan, but I just like the taste. Tempeh is something, tofu is obviously very bland. Tempeh is something that is a little bit more salty. And the good thing about the tofu is it kind of absorbs that taste from the tempeh, which is great. So with this one, I'll generally put about anywhere between 20 and 40 grams in there, so not a lot. So tempeh's got a lot of sodium in it, so I don't use a lot. So to give you a bit of a better idea, so in terms of tofu, probably about that much. In terms of tempeh, probably right around that much. So right where those little ridges are. And then basically I top it off with some avocado, half of an avocado usually, a little bit of Tabasco or sriracha, and just a bunch of salad greens. And that's generally my breakfast. That's about, I'll have the macros up somewhere on the screen as I do, but it's somewhere in the, sometimes somewhere over the rainbow. I think you'd think I'd know. But this is one of the things also that I do is I put everything into MyFitnessPal. It's an app, it's called MyFitnessPal, and that helps me keep track. Not that I like to calorie count a lot, but just for the first couple weeks at least, I make sure that I am entering everything in so that I know exactly what's coming in, going out, burning off because it tracks my exercise as well. And this way, at the end of the day, I can see, okay, well, I've taken in this many calories, I've burned this many calories in, say, 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. This is where I should be. So my goal right now is to get down to 81, 82. I'm about 85 right now. Hey guys, so I'm about to do my workout. So today is Thursday. Normally on a Thursday, it's an upper body part of my choice. Generally it lines up with shoulders, and sometimes I'll do like a different sort of workout. You know, basically I work out 5 days a week, strength training wise. So Monday is upper body day. So I'll usually do chest and triceps. Back is, Tuesday is back and biceps. Then Wednesday I have a specific run style strength workout, which is a compound strength workout with push and legs. And then Thursday, today I'll generally do shoulders. Friday is another compound strength exercise day, running geared, which is legs and pull. And then Saturday I won't work out. So a lot of the times for my workouts, I have, you know, similar style workouts all the time. If you want to check out the types of workouts that I do, you can go back and check out some of my other workout videos. But today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to do, supposedly, this is the type of workout that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does. So I figured I would do his shoulder workout. Theoretically, that's what I found online. They all kind of line up. So there's a bunch of different sites that say similar things, so I'm going to say that this is pretty accurate. I believe it. Obviously, in honor of Black Adam coming out last week, which is awesome, by the way, so if you haven't seen it, see it. So we're going to do Dwayne Johnson's shoulder routine. There's a lot of volume in here, 10 to 15 rep schemes, 3 to 4 sets per exercise, and I think there's like 6 or 7 exercises, so here we go. Starting to feel this now. Oh, 20 to 25. That's hard. Especially after all that volume already. Gotcha. Okay, that was crazy. So that's one of maybe The Rock's shoulder workouts. Took me about 40 minutes. A lot of volume there. Shoulder lateral raises twice, one set. You know, 10 to 15, the second set a little bit later on, 20 to 25. Time for the post-workout shake now. Favorite part of the workout. All right, so here we go. So for today, I'm just using INC plant protein. I use a different variety of protein almost all the time. Sometimes it's BSC, sometimes it's INC, sometimes it's bulk nutrients, Dymatize, whatever really. I like the plant proteins just because they seem to have a less of an inflammatory effect on me, and since I do run a lot, that is helpful. So the anabolic window after a workout, whilst yes, it exists, it doesn't exist to the point where you have to get protein in like really right away. Like you're not going to go catabolic, which is the basically your body's way of eating its muscles. It's not going to happen for a couple of hours. So you've got a couple of hours after you work out to get some kind of protein in to feed your muscles. So you don't have to do it right away. I do it right away just because I'm used to it. I like it. It's a nice treat at the end of the workout. But yeah, so I didn't put on the video My second meal of the day was kangaroo mince, 250 grams of kangaroo mince with some salad greens, not a lot of carbohydrates yet. So I will have a little, I break the rule a little bit. I'll have more carbohydrates later on in the day. Today, because my run is going to be later on, because I've stayed home sick today, that's why I have the day off. I am still getting my workout done, but I'm going to do my workout on the treadmill today. Normally would have been in the trails, but because I'm not feeling great, I don't want to get out and make anybody else feel bad, just in case there's other people on the trails. I don't want them to catch whatever I have. I don't think it's COVID. I've already had that like 3 times. I don't think I'm going to get it again. Knock wood. But yeah, so I'll do that later. I am going to go to the doctor in a little bit just to see. I'll have to get a medical certificate for work. But yeah, the next time you'll see me will be after, probably during my run a little bit on the treadmill, about 70 minutes. Normally, like I said, it would have been 70 minutes on the trails, but today it'll be 70 minutes moderate effort on the treadmill. Unfortunately, my treadmill, the incline's broken, so I'll have to just go at a moderate effort. See you then. All right, so it's run time. So, like I said, I would have normally gone to the Yuyangs, the trails today, because every other week, alternate weeks, I either do sort of a moderate paced effort in that aerobic gray zone, or I go to the trails and do some vertical gain work. So today, because I'm a bit sick, I'm going to be using the treadmill. So I'll do 70 minutes of a moderate effort. And so what I'll do, again, you can't really simulate hill work. Well, I don't know if that's, again, I did say that on a video. I don't know if it was a YouTube video or not. But so maybe for the first time, you can't simulate hill work without hills. It's hard. So what I'll do, especially because my treadmill's incline doesn't work, I'll just take my pace up and down for the full 70 minutes. So I'll start at about a 6-minute kilometer, work all the way down to maybe like a 4.5-minute kilometer, and then I'll start over again, and I'll just keep doing that until I get to 70 minutes. I have my heart rate monitor. It's a Wahoo ticker. I definitely recommend heart rate monitors, because the watch monitors, they're kind of useless to, you know, after, like, they can give you a pretty good idea, but they're pretty useless. They're not useless. They're just not as accurate as they could be. Heart rate monitors, not as accurate as they could be either, just because they slip and they get sweaty and this and that. With something like this, much more accurate. Changed my life. So, all right. Crushing it. We're at about a 4-minute kilometer right now. I've gone up and down a few times, a little more than halfway through. See you on the flip side.
You'll never be faster than me, human.
All right, that'll do it. That's 70 minutes. Just about almost 12 kilometers. So that's I'm pretty happy with that. So basically I just went up and down, up and down. Not flashy, pretty boring, but it works you. And I think it's a pretty good substitute if I can't get to the trails. So now I'll go and have a snack before I podcast with Zach. That rhymed, nice. Check out the podcast, Breaking the Barrier. See you there. All right, so I've just finished my run. I'm about to have a snack. So when I'm leaning out, you know, I make simple substitutions. So for example, a lot of the time throughout the day, when I'm not trying to lean or do something specific, I'll snack on cashews, macadamia nuts, that sort of things. But you don't get a lot of bang for your buck in terms of how many calories there are. So like a small handful of peanuts or cashews or something could be as much as, you know, 200 to 400 calories, depending on how many you have and what the weight is. So what I do, I normally will snack on something like corn thins. So 3 of these, it's like 70 calories, about 13 or 14 carbohydrates. So, you know, it's good little snacking food. But then I will replace the cashews with something like this, like pork crackles. So this whole bag is about, it's probably a couple hundred calories, maybe 200 or 300 calories. And there's about 50 grams of pork crackling in here, like 2 grams of carbohydrates, like 36 grams of protein. So yeah, it's kind of, it's not the most healthy thing, but it's got a lot of nutrition in it. So if you're going to have something and you're going to snack on something, have something that's not going to cost you a lot of calories if you're leaning out, but it's going to give you a lot of bang for your buck, like a lot of protein. So I'll have like a half bag or a full bag of that, and it won't break the bank in terms of calories when I'm leaning out, and it'll make me feel satisfied because it's a big bag. So, you know, it's one of those things that tricks the mind. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you eat 50 cucumbers, because people do that. There's not a lot of calories there, and 50 cucumbers is probably like a couple hundred calories or whatever, but you know, you'd be really full and you'd trick yourself into that you've had a big snack. I don't know, that's a weird example. I don't recommend eating 50 cucumbers. Anyway, I'm gonna snack on that, and then I'm gonna go do the podcast with Zach. So again, Breaking the Barrier, find me on Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts, but come on, I'll give you a sneak peek on the next episode. Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Breaking the Barrier podcast. I'm Andrew. That's right, we're going to be talking a little bit about some of running's biggest myths and how we can bust them. What's true, what's not, how running can sometimes get a bad rap, but we're gonna dismember some of those myths today. But before we do that, Zach, my man, how is your training going? All right, so you can hear the deep fryer, the air fryer going. About to have my last meal of the day: tofu, tempeh, cucumber, half an avocado. Same thing as breakfast. Somewhere I'll have the macros of my daily leaning out routine. So basically, of course, you know, it's very, very simple. Calories in versus calories out is going to lead to weight loss or weight gain. So that's how we have it. So basically, everything training-wise kind of stays the same. I substitute certain things for healthier or less calorie things, but I never starve myself. So look, that's all I've got to say. So make sure you check out my Melbourne Superman Instagram page. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.